Coach, we start us off to Logan College.
Oh man, what a beautiful day in Oxford. It was just a gorgeous day. Had a lot of great recruits here that we got to visit with this morning and their parents. And then I get to finish up spring ball today. And it was a good competition. I thought probably the right team won today. I thought the offense kind of controlled most of the scrimmage. Shea played very efficient. Our receivers are talented. I thought our run game was solid. I'd love to see. I'll have to figure out tomorrow what we averaged per carry, but thought it was solid. Got everybody in and some of the guys out. Marquise, we didn't play a lot. Didn't play Jordan Wilkins a lot, and got a lot of kids reps, so it was good. Defense is banged up. A lot of DBs out today, and look forward to getting them back. Like I told our team afterwards, what really starts now, and how much you prepare for the next time we play in that stadium when it's real will matter. It will matter a lot. The decisions that they make from this point forward, whether it be social decisions or how hard we go in preparing. There's other teams that are making the same choices, and ours have to be greater. It has to be a greater commitment and a greater sacrifice and a greater toughness this off season to get us where we want to go. But pleased with the improvements that we've made at certain spots. I think we have a chance to be a talented ball club.
From the start of spring till today, did you see the progress you were looking for in spring training?
We have a long way to go defensively. We've known that, and we still go too many explosive plays. And again, some today we really had. They unfortunately had a lot of kids that got banged up in the last week and a half that weren't able to go today. But we've got a ways to go. We did improve this spring. There's no doubt in my mind. The energy's better, the attention to detail, the discipline is better, but we still have a ways to go there. Offensively, I think our offensive line is going to be really solid. We need to stay healthy there for sure, and I think they're going to protect Shea and be efficient in the run game.
Coach, were you happier to see your receivers make those plays, or more disappointed in the defensive back?
Yeah, welcome to my world right there. You don't know what to feel. You want to high five your receivers and say, "Man, great job," and then you want to can't give up explosive plays. So it's very difficult for a coach to leave scrimmages ever feeling really good. I don't know that I've ever felt one feeling great, because it's just something went wrong for something to go right, or so you've got to look at both sides and just keep trying to prepare for the day when we're not playing each other. But I do think we have talented receivers.
Hugh, when you hired Phil, you talked a lot about short yardage and red zone offense. How do you feel like you guys improved in those areas?
We were really good the last time we went full contact in practice in those areas. Today I don't remember a ton of those, particularly in the tight red zone. I like my plan. It needs more work. We didn't get to do it enough in spring. We went three opportunities for those situations, and I thought we got better as spring went on. But I do like our plan.
How has Shea changed, if at all, with knowing the program is his right now? It's his offense. He's the guy. I mean, how have you seen his progression?
I think he just, he settled in, and everybody knows that, and so he gives them a confidence. Now it's taken him a little while too, because everything was new. All the verbiage, the type of drops you may have to take. You got to learn all of that. What drops go with which combinations, and then add to that the run game and the checks off of that, and the RPOs off of that. So when he has an understanding, and today the call list was that big, and he had a good understanding of it, and I thought he was really efficient, and then that gives people around him confidence. I don't know that he's changed a lot as a person. He had that same confidence when he was called upon to go in against A&M. But just the experience of playing in this league with those 3 games and then these 15 practices, I think it makes him feel better about understanding where the ball needs to go, when it needs to come out, and the timing of things, which will help him play faster.
What's your biggest area of concern?
The middle of our defense, from not the D-line, from the linebacker back to the safety position. Those are the biggest concerns right now.
What's your comfort level with Taylor?
I think he's got something to him. I really do. I've watched him for 15 practices now. I love his demeanor. He's been itching to go live, and I think he's faster than anybody gives him credit for. He's got a knack for running the ball, and he throws the deep ball pretty well. He threw some good ones today, so I think he's getting better and better.
Also missed tackles that led to those first couple of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just what do you think about the tackling today and overall in spring?
Like I said, we've got still a ways to go defensively. You can't miss tackles and expect to give up explosive plays and then win games. And we know that. We've experienced that for a year, and that has to get corrected.
You were talking about how the playlist was about this big today and everything. Is there some pressure with how, like, the spring games are all televised now and you want to put on a show for the crowd, but you don't want to show too much too?
Yeah.
Do you care about that, or like how do you balance the two?
Well, we did. Yeah, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I mean, I hate it, but our defense was able to bring a Mike shoot or an edge pressure, and that was it. And offensively, we kept it very vanilla. And it's just, we got 2 new coordinators, and it doesn't make sense to me for us to go out there and put on TV, everything that we think we can or cannot do. And that's just the day and age we live in, but that's what we chose to do. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but we didn't show much.
Coach, what was your thoughts on A.J. Brown and how well he performed today?
I thought he performed well, but he's really talented. He's healthy now. A lot of people didn't know he really battled a knee injury last year, and we got that cleaned up as soon as the season was over, and he's had a really good spring.
Coach, I know you addressed this in your opening comment that my camera was a little shaky. How would you assess this spring, and how would you like the offense today in the spring game?
I think we got better this spring. I think we still have a long ways to go, particularly at certain spots, but I couldn't be more pleased with how our kids have handled difficult, adverse situations with the issues we have going on. They were marvelous. And then the energy that our new staff has brought and the passion that they brought into the 15 days of spring ball was really, really good. And really pleased with what we got out of it. Do we have still further to go? Yes. And what we start doing now is being sure we're working as hard as we can and making great decisions between now and fall camp.
How do you feel about the defense at this time, this year as opposed to last year?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember really how I felt this time last year about the defense, but I know exactly what we're planning to do with the defense, and I think it's going to be beneficial to us. We have improved at places. I love the energy that's happening there, but we still have a ways to go. And that's probably about how I felt last year.
What are your impressions of the Deer show?
He's going to be a really good football player. Really good.
What's the dynamic been like with 2 new coordinators and just having to deal with that for the first time here for you?
Well, it's been it's kind of allowed me to really dive into the lives of our players better. I've enjoyed that this spring, getting to really meet with them in one-on-one and have great conversations. And I'm not a great listener, and that's something I've got to work on. And I made an attempt to really do that and listen to the players and try to really dive into their life and what's going on in there. So having those 2 guys that has been nice that we could do that. Then the challenge of it is I got to learn all the new terminology so that I can be involved, and that's been a challenge because I've used my terminology since high school and really hadn't changed it. But it was time for us to have a change in signals and terminology, and so that's been good for me to have to learn there too.
Are any of the injuries more concerning to you than some?
No, I think everything. Jalen Julius will be back. He's been going through practice except for the contact part. Sweeney will be back. Custis has had a really good spring, and got a concussion the last practice we had. We had Markel Winter's surgery to fix that shoulder that was popping out. I think it will be fine. Austin Robinson should be fine. Jacob Mathis is almost cleared to be back. So I think as of right now, unless something I'm missing, I think everybody should be on schedule to be ready to go come fall camp.
What about Kim Webster?
Webster looks good. Every report I get, we really need him. That would be a guy that would really help our defense.
What kind of sprain did Charles Wiley have?
Okay, still in the learning curve, but really athletic. Freddie's high on him. He thinks he's going to be a really good player.
Do you think the receivers around Shea has helped him through spring get comfortable with the offense?
Well, they were learning together. I think it was some of each. I mean, you know, in those first 7, 8 practices, you see a ball land, and the receivers clearly not on the same page. So I think it's a partnership there. He's got great confidence in them that they're going to make the plays when they're in those 50-50 balls. So he's going to put them there. It's just been a matter of, all right, let's understand, we're running some option routes now, maybe more than we used to. And so it's just taking reps. They've got to have a ton of reps together in this offseason to make sure they're on the same page.
So what was your assessment of the way you guys ran the ball?
Better. I thought we were, again, I have to watch the film to see what the efficiency was, but it looked like we had very few negative runs. And I thought there were a lot of 3, 4, and 5 yard gainers. That's real positive.
Do you expect to continue rotating Jason between tight end and quarterback on fall?
I hope not. I hope he can go be a receiver, and we got to kind of see how the dynamics of our team play out between now and then, and that'll kind of determine. But he needs to be on the field for us.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have